Here we go, towards the end of the ramp, and off we go, and straight down! Tried to go over the wheels. There we go, it never comes off and down. The tractor replaced by this wonderful-looking plane, and down it goes.
Red Bull Flugtag is the place where dreams come true, as amateur teams launch their amazing creations of a purpose-built runway in pursuit of human-powered flight.
Oh, straight down!
Occasionally, they even break a world record.
It's flying and flying and flying and flying!
The flying machines at Red Bull Flugtag come in all shapes and sizes, but one fate awaits them all: a crash landing in the water below. However, not all crashes are created equal. Some pilots find themselves locked in a nosedive, and the dreams of flight are quickly replaced with a cold, hard slap to the face. These are 8 of our favourite savage landings from Red Bull Flugtags across the globe. We're starting in Portland, Oregon, as a courageous rodeo rider refuses to let go of his giant platypus, which is something I didn't think I'd be saying this morning.
So in the Beaverton boys world, if you cross a duck and a beaver, you get a platypus. I can tell them categorically that's not what happens, but that's what they've done today as they struck their stuff as part of the performance. A confident group of guys. Whether it translates to a decent run, we will wait and see. He's ready. Boy, he's ready. Towards the end they go, and straight down, and bang! Look at that. He went down hard. He's okay. Let's have a look at the distance. 30 feet. Not what they were hoping for, especially when you take a pounding like this into the river. Look at that. Bang. He knew there that he couldn't hold back any further. Beak first, head first. And then 53 for the performance.
From the West Coast, we travel across the USA to the East Coast and Boston for number 7 on the countdown, and some flying food with a tasty landing.
Okay, the Flying Franks, named, we think, after the famous Fenway Frank, the ballpark food at the home of the Boston Red Sox. They love a hot dog over here. So Team Flying Frank are going to try and get the sausage as airborne as they possibly can. There we can see the sesame seeds on the side of the bun and the ketchup-coloured wings on the top. Bit of mustard on the side as well. Will it fly? We will wait and see. There goes the bun, and straight down. Oh, he's caught the wings on the ramp, and that's never good, is it? You could see that the legs started to thrust around. He panicked, the pilot, and then the wingtip caught the ramp, and down he went. Here we see it, look now. There's the legs. The wing on the left never released, and I think this is the first example of the headwind becoming a little bit too strong. It's stalled, look, on takeoff. The man on the left can't let go of the wing. He can't stop his legs shaking around, and the plane itself can't go forward. It's a disaster from start to finish. They've actually gone further than the plane itself by just jumping off, and there's the score. 40 out of 60 for the performance for the Flying Franks.
At 6, we're off to Bulgaria to meet a pilot whose dream of a smooth landing turned out to be pure fantasy.
Okay, so the Dragon, which looks like a dolphin, is about to fly into the Black Sea, which I suppose works quite well. This is all about the performance on the platform, which is one of the elements the judges are looking at all the way through the Flugtag. Takes me back to my younger days. Anyway, they're all set. Nelly, Thea, Gensho and Margai, with Rado, who's the pilot, and there is the Avatar-themed plane. I thought more Dragonfly than Dragon when you look at it, with those bits sticking out where the ears should be. Anyway, here we go. Along the platform and straight down, and he's held onto it all the way. There was no way that he was letting go there. Rado was in it for the long haul. 7.1, which possibly flatters them, actually. 12.1 was about par for the course, 5 metres short of that. And straight in, head first, back first, and a massive splash. There we go. That Dragon couldn't fly, could it? But the performance might save them. 62, that's not bad. That's a bright spot for Team Dragon.
We enter the top 5 in Milan, and a crash landing that left one unfortunate farmer with a face full of hay.
And the first team we see is Team Debosch. The three scoring pieces, the performance score, the creativity, and of course the difficult bit, the distance. Quite an energetic performance to kick it off for Team Debosch, which is a farm-themed plane. So let's see what Team Debosch can do with regards to setting us a target here today. And there we go, the tractor replaced by this wonderful looking plane with the beak, and down it goes straight into the water. Let's have a look at the distance and see how far Team Debosch actually got. 9.6 metres, which kind of sets the target today. We're thinking around 10 metres is going to be a good score in the competition today. As you can see there, the launch device goes straight down, and then the nose dive in by Team Debosch into the water. 9.63, which sets us off nicely today.
At 4, let's head to Boston, Massachusetts to meet an Egyptian who needed to call mummy after this epic smash.
So next we have What Sphinx. Andy, aka Memphis Slim, is the pilot. There's an Egyptian theme to this one, as you can see. They're a group of friends, and they've told Andy that he's got to be the pilot because he's the thinnest of all of them and the lightest of all of them, so they think that's going to give this team the best chance for a long flight, which is what they need if they're going to win today. With the sun shining here in Boston, off they go. What Sphinx is in the air, What Sphinx is on the way down, and he went in heavy into the Charles River. I think he might well have got him face first, but it's a good distance, 14.6, they'll be happy with that. Oh, look at that. I think you call that a face plant, stroke belly flop. I remember those as a kid, you know, when you landed in the water like that, really hurt your stomach for about half an hour. That's one of those, isn't it? Gets the legs up, holds on tight, and then bang, in you go. Wings on top, and 38 for the performance.
We're crashing into the top 3 in Louisville, Kentucky, as the chickens finally get their revenge on the Colonel.
Let's hope this chicken certainly does fly. Kentucky Flying Colonels, lots and lots of engineering experience among this team. They say there's a combined 68 years between them, so no excuses to have not built a plane that can fly effectively over the Ohio River today. Not too imaginative, is it, the performance? Expect to see Don McLean in there somewhere. There he is, look, Colonel Sanders. Looks a bit younger than when we last saw him, but let's not worry too much about that. Great crowd here today. You can see them in the background, and lovely conditions as well. It's very, very hot. So let's have a look what this team does. Down we go. Oh, blimey. Went head first there, didn't he? What, beak first, I suppose, this one. 12.8, a little bit below what we saw first time round. And down they all go. He's happy enough.
It was awesome.
Just started to go down there, look, and then it starts to flip, and when that happens, you've got no chance to really get it going forward again, and the flight was essentially over the moment it starts to nosedive like that.
So on point.
33 out of 50 for the performance as well.
At 2, we're in Hong Kong with a team of movie geeks who discovered their story had a rather abrupt ending.
Now we have Team Burton. There's the performance, which seemed to go down well with the judges. This one hasn't got any wings, you will notice. A plane without wings? Does a plane without wings fly? Not really, not really. Oh, dear me. Face first into the water at 9.5 metres. Now, the judges were laughing. Now, watch the pilot here. There's Cam, the pilot. Oh, face first into the water. You'll see it from this angle as well. Oh, splash straight in. Wow. That's got to come keen, hasn't it? And then the on-board, it's almost like she knows, look. And before she knew it, she was in. 33 on the performance for Team Burton.
And finally, our favourite savage landing goes to a team from Portland as a brave pilot refuses to let go, whatever the cost.
Team 503 Adventure Mobile next. Interesting attire. Something you might see in the American wrestling they're wearing around the middles. Not sure whether they're silver thongs or maybe slightly better than that. But anyway, there it is. Quite camouflage, although the fluorescent pink and yellow might make it easier to spot than anticipated. Here we go then, Team 503 Adventure Mobile. Oh, face planted into the water. Face first into the Willamette River at speed, 51 feet. And his head might be ringing after that. Just watch how he goes in, face first, can't stop it, bang. This is a better angle. He knows at this point that he's going to take the full force of it. And he never pulls out, in fairness.